Today we're going to talk about a 20K XRP, how we get there. It's not about hype. This is not about living in the clouds. This is about information that I've read through. Is about a 28 tweet thread here, and we're going to go through it and we're going to learn a little bit of things. And I do feel like Chad's got a good grasp about Ripple and XRP, and I really want to share this with you because it is important. This is the Steingraber theory, the road to 20K XRP, a thread from the future. All right, it says, let's start with some financial housekeeping. If I can scroll in here, there are three basic principles that determine value of an asset. First, supply and demand. With small demand, you'll be left with a supply of assets that have little value. The opposite, you'll have skyrocketing prices, inflation. Second, market appreciation. I build 3 houses, A, B, and C. Sell them at $250,000 each. Okay. Market value for the hood is $750,000, which is the 3 houses. Later, C sells for $500K, and now all 3 houses are worth $500K. Market value, $1.5 million, which means the hood doubled in value. But only $250K of new money entered the hood, bringing the original money injection at $1 million. So the other $500K in the hood market cap is phantom money. This is due to the willingness to pay a price for an asset of perceived. Third, limited assets. The Mona Lisa is valuable because it's the only one of its kind. We can make copies, or what we call derivatives, but we can't make more Mona Lisas. Also, because of its importance to the society, we place a high price. That value is in our minds. Now, for those new to XRP, let's establish some facts. A limited supply of less than 100 billion tokens. So on each ledger transaction, destroys or burns a small portion of XRP to validate said transaction, making it deflationary. Can issue any other asset on the ledger, which are IOUs or debt. 6, XRP is dirt cheap today because almost all trading is a small public pool of existing money that essentially wash trading back and forth through retail. The public supply is more important because that determines the price. Circulating supply is king. Today, XRP market cap is 18 billion. So this was in 2022, guys. But wait, that doesn't mean there is actually 18 billion of money that has been put into XRP. See number 3, there's far less as the market cap and is just a reflection of the current value anyone is willing to play. Phantom money. Remember, it says we have been told that banks will send dollars to public exchanges, convert to XRP, and then convert back out of something else, euros, etc. This is Ripple software on-demand liquidity. This won't necessarily drive up the price. On-demand liquidity is really there for the little guys, leveraging the playing field for small banks and money transmitters to eventually eliminate dependency of correspondent banking to major banks, allowing competition to flourish. ODL is for the minor leagues. Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, etc. will not use ODL as we know it. If you think Chase is going to rely on Kraken or Binance to source public exchanges for trillions of dollars in global transfers, I have a nice igloo in Florida to sell you. This is where it gets interesting because the road to 20K XRP involves privacy. They've been very clear and honest with us. XRP was never meant for public retail trading. We were the pitchers in warm-up practice before the game began. Ready for the big leagues? Banks require privacy. That's not going to change anytime soon. Let me be clear. No bank on earth will expose their internal ledger transactions to the public. The privacy is for you, for the bank to conduct business and create loans without prying eyes. Welcome to the Hotel California. You may check in anytime, but you may never leave. It's public that Bank of America has a patent with XRP wallets integrated into their backend systems. So if they don't use on-demand liquidity, what's up with the digital wallets? Private XRP ledgers. XRP will become a reserve currency asset. Remember from Ripple, banks holding XRP, that's the holy grail. Remember, XRP can issue other type of assets. CBDCs can be issued. That means Bank of America will create Bank of America coin on the XRP ledger. Bank of America will create a private ledger and hold XRP as a reserve asset, like how central banks will hold gold as a backing asset. Bank of America creates Bank of America coin, an XRP derivative internally for tracking balances in user accounts. You see dollars in your account. Internally, Bank of America can do whatever they want as long as they hold a balance of XRP. They are not going to send their XRP anywhere, just like a gold reserve. In fact, they will seek to increase their balance to grow their business. So how do they send their money to another bank? Enter stage right. institutional grade liquidity providers, cough, polysign, cough. This is also a private XRP ledger that holds a massive basket of different assets. The IGLPs, which are the institutional grade liquidity providers, can also hold a balance of XRP because they are a third-party exchange that requires a transfer of the issued IOU derivative in another IOU derivative. Why? Chase Bank will never hold Bank of America coin, called counterparty risk. So Bank of America is sent to an IGLP, uses XRP to transfer into JP Morgan coin because the institutional grade liquidity providers hold all of them. Bank of America coin, JP Morgan coin, Wells Fargo coin, etc. That dollar amount of the JP Morgan coin is sent to Chase Bank that shows up as dollars in your account. Have you spotted the magic trick yet? They need XRP. It's now a business dependency just like gold. They're going to go beast mode on hoarding what now is the most valuable asset on earth. The entire global transfer of money depends on it, and you'll never see it coming. Think of it as a digital arms race where every bank, will hoard XRP to increase their balance sheets. The majority of XRP escrow at Ripple will never see the light of day. When they run out of OTC over-the-counter options, what's next? The public supply, where me and you buy. The circulating public supply of XRP on crypto exchanges is far less than people realize. A lot of XRP has been lost. Remember, the head of BNY Mellon, actually, he died, and he held 1 billion XRP, and the keys to his wallet are lost forever. So that's 1% of the entire supply gone. It says there's about 20-ish billion on exchanges. What do we have? Low supply. The banks, when they are ready, are coming for the public supply, and once they have it, it's gone. Like as in forever. You'll never see it again. So now imagine that banks and IGLPs overnight begin panic buying the public market supply for institutional FOMO run on the order books with multi billions of dollars hitting like a tsunami. The likes we've never seen, to be continued. What happens when you wipe out the public order books in a matter of hours? 30 cents gone, 40 cents gone, 50 cents gone, $1 gone. And when it happens, other exchanges start to arbitrage to the highest price. Private wallets transfer in to cash out. At one point, they're not coming back to dump on the public market for profits. That's peanuts compared to the business of global money transfers in the trillions. Guess what? I've just been talking about the USA banks. The global US dollar money supply in circulation is somewhere around 40 trillion. To be in the 1% of public XRP holders varies somewhere between 60 and 70,000 XRP, valued at 30K-ish on the day. There's only a few billion on the exchanges for retail public trading. Now add the rest of the world's banks and the world's billionaires who will want their cut, and add 1 quadrillion or quadrillion plus derivative market. Think about this real hard. What happens when the public circulating supply goes below 1 billion? What's next? It goes sub below 1 billion into the hundreds of millions. What's next? Only 100 million public supply. What's next? Sub 100 million public supply. What's next? 21 million circulating supply is left for the rest of us. We all know what a supply cap of 21 million means. One last thing. Notice I didn't tell you what the price of XRP would be at. You had thought that all by yourself. So guys, massive. I do think he's absolutely right here. I think he lays it out pretty well. That's why I wanted to read it to you. And then listen to this too. David Schwartz, this is Bullzilla, I think, is the one. CKJ is the one who was asking him these questions, but he gets to start talking about AMMs. Let me play this for you.
I agree. How do you feel about the ecosystem now today from maybe a few years ago? I mean, do you feel like we've had a lot of growth where we're going in the right direction?
Yeah, I think the much as painful as the bear year was for me, I think that shakeout got a lot of the I have a white paper, give me $100 million people out, and or the people who are just like, I heard that the streets are raining money, I want to get in this field. No interest in building anything or even understanding the technology or I think a lot of those people got shaken out, and I think also it proved that there's more to this than just a speculative element. There actually is an underlying technology. There is an actual problem that we're solving.
Exactly.
And so I think that's really good. I have to say, sometimes I feel like things are taking forever, and other times I feel it's amazing we've gotten as much accomplished in as little time. I think the truth is somewhere in between those two things. But I think there are problems that we can only solve together. Regulatory is a good example. No one company is going to be able to solve some of the regulatory problems. And just on the regulatory front, it's not bad laws that are the problem. There are some bad laws that are a problem, but the biggest problem is uncertainty. People who don't know what they need to do to comply with the law, because the law is like, for example, there's a law that says that if you take custody of someone's money, like there's certain things happen. Well, when do you do that? You know, if I open a payment channel to you and I send you a claim to that, have you taken custody of that money? Or is it still mine? Or, like, nobody knows what the laws mean. And there's a serious risk that people will be told, oh, you should have known that you were breaking this law. And so we looked at that law and we honestly could not figure out. And no one's going to put, you know, millions or billions of dollars into a business when there are those kinds of risks. So I think still the biggest problem. I think I should also point out it is really hard to get bank accounts. That's another problem. There are hundreds of legal businesses every day that can't operate or open because they either can't get a bank account or lose their bank accounts. Some change has to happen to that. And that is on the government to fix. These look like private banks making private decisions about what customers they'll do business with, but that's not what's happening. What's happening is it's legal uncertainty and it's legal risk they're mitigating. And it is on the government to fix the laws so that legal businesses can get banked. And I think if you talk to people in this business, they'll tell you regulatory uncertainty and the inability to get banking connections are the biggest obstacles.
What happens when there is regulation and we can get bank accounts and all of these players start to flood into the space because now banks can finally hold digital assets on their balance sheets and not have some risk, right? That is what banks see right now. All they see is risk. But when the risk is taken away, then it's all hands on deck. It is going to be on like Donkey Kong and it's gonna go wild. This is Dilla Brow speaking in 2017 about 6 banks forming a global steering group. Listen to these 6 banks because these 6 banks really matter. And even back then, guys, they were getting prepared and ready to one day use this digital asset.
Banks use a complex messaging infrastructure to send messages to each other, and they use their traditional batch processing systems to update their ledgers one after the other. So it's like a relay race across borders. So sometimes somebody drops the baton, so nobody knows where the money is. So this infrastructure, we think, doesn't suit the needs of corporates as well as retail clients today. So what we've been able to find is 5 banks that have already committed to joining the Ripple network around the world. We have 6 so-called global payments tier.
Listen to these banks. We have 6. That means they have 6 banks that are interested. These are gigantic banks. Listen.
Banks. These are Bank of America, Santander, all Standard Chartered, BTMU in Japan. Today,
guys, Ripple has been ready for a very long time. The only thing we're waiting on right now is clear regulation for the world and regulation for the banks, Basel framework for the banks. Once that is in play, we won't know what hit us, and we will all be the same people, but we will have very different bank accounts. And for that, we're waiting for. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for being here. If you guys got value out of the video, please share with someone you know, or feel free to leave me a comment. I'd love to talk with you. Thank you so much. Bye.